And we back at it again, but back to my question. Well, it was a very personal question, and I just have to ask, where can I get these pants?
Well,
I love these pants.
I'm glad you asked. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, I have my own clothing line.
Wow.
Okay, so to get these pants, you have to come through me, and it's at www.therealarthurrowland.com, and just click on the merchandise, go right down to the bottom, and it'll pull up.
So what's happening? It's your girl Rica Nadine, aka Nae Nae, the period pole. Honey, your girl's struggling. I'm nervous, y'all. I'm mad nervous. I haven't been live in a long time with my show. But you know, like I always say, I'm back and I'm better or whatever. And today we gonna get the tea, honey. This woman of God we got on here, we gonna get the tea. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's in the comments that are sharing and liking. Run it up. Make sure, I'm about to say, make sure you smash that share button. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like this video so it can pop up. Make sure you also click on the notification bell so every time I upload a video, honey, you'll be notified. Y'all bear with me today. Like I said, I'm mad nervous. I have not been live with my own show in a while. Producing's one thing, but being in front of the camera is another. But without further ado, let me invite our guest in. Okay, y'all ready? Type in the comments that y'all ready. Let me know if y'all ready or not. Let me know. I don't even care if y'all ready. We're going to bring her in anyway, period. So without further ado, honey, we have Lady C!
Hey!
How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Just glad to be alive. Really am. Excited about sipping tea with Nae Nae.
I'm so mad because I was rushing because I'm nervous and I didn't even get my tea. I ain't getting nothing. I'm like, I'm slipping. But it's all good. I first want to start off with you did some radio drops for me. And I want to say they were excellent, for one.
Thank you.
And for two, I want to know why you call yourself the Queen of Holy Hip Hop.
Wow. Actually, it was given to me by a management label. They gave me that title knowing that, I am mature. Yes, I am. So that definitely gives me the queen factor. And I represent holiness. I represent Jesus. I represent Christ. So that's where the holy come from. And believe it or not, I am doing hip hop. So the queen of holy hip hop. I am the mature one of holy hip hop.
Period. So I know there's different versions. There's gospel rap, there's CHH, there's holy hip hop. Could you tell us the difference for our audience that may be watching? Like, no, her music is urban. Her music is this. Let us know the difference.
You know what? And I'm so glad you asked that, because a lot of people say, "Oh, she's a rapper." No, I don't consider myself a rapper. They're more lyrical. Mm-hmm. Wherein holy hip hop is basically giving a message. It's exalting Christ and talking about life experiences and giving people hope. And it's with a beat. You know, I put the scriptures with the beat. Holy hip hop, and there's rap, and then there's just basically hip hop, and that's on the other side. But we put the holy in front of it because we're ambassadors for Christ.
Period. So I had the pleasure of seeing you perform live at the Newsome Awards 2021. And you killed it. I think I was your daughter. Y'all killed it. Y'all was hype. I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Thank you.
It was an honor to see someone, well, not someone, but it was an honor to see you guys perform and give as much energy as possible. Like you said, you are mature and you were giving energy like you were 23. I loved every second of it. So what made you get into music? Why music? All these different fields out here. Why music?
Listen, believe it or not, I have been singing, my mom said, since the age of 2 years old, being a worship leader. So I do sing in choirs. I have sung in ensembles. I've sung for colleges. I'm the worship leader of my church. And why now? Why hip hop at 50? It's really a God thing. I just woke up 4 years ago and he says, listen, I still want you to worship me, but I'm just going to change how you worship. I said, okay, God, I got to trust you on this. And here I am today. You know, it's just God just thrust me into it. I didn't listen to much hip hop or rap, you know, early in my years because I was into praise and worship. Don't get it twisted now. I still like a little bounce, like with Kirk Franklin and Ty Trinity. Those are my guys. But, you know, I never did the lyrical thing. So here I am today. God said, switch it up. And I said, okay, God, I'm going to do what you told me to do. So here I am.
Well, won't he do it?
He'll do it.
So what is one thing, like maybe somebody's watching you and they're like, you know, I'm a little seasoned, I'm a little mature, but I really want to get into this industry. What tip would you give them?
I would give them this tip, and it's real simple. Get up and do it. We've often been told that, you know, you're too old, and I've heard that many times. And I'm a pastor's wife. Please don't forget that. Right. What is this pastor's wife doing? You know, or she is too old for this. Listen, do it. If God has given you the talent, he's giving you the ability and the gift and the life to breathe, I want to just say, do it. You know, it's never too late. Never too late. And I know a lot of people wrestle with that their time is up, their season is up. No, it's never up. I say if the world does not know you, then it's not up. You have not completed your mission and commission by God. So get up and do it. Age has nothing to do with it. In gospel music, there is no age.
Come on.
You know, in the secular, and we don't mind me going there, you know, you have to be, you know, 36, 26, 36.
Right.
6, and you know, you need to be young and fresh and hip and popping and beautiful like Miss Nae Nae.
Oh,
you have to have what's popping. But in gospel, you don't. You know, so there is no age limit. Get up and do it. Draw, write your book, dance. I don't know what you want to do. Stand on the Statue of Liberty and jump. I don't know, but just do it.
I agree with you. I think the gospel side of music most definitely accepts way more than the secular. You know, the secular, you got to be a toothpick. Well, not all the time, but you got to be a certain size. You have to do a sex appeal. But with gospel, it's completely different. They accept more. I completely agree with that statement.
I am so glad you said that. You know, we do have standards. And I just put something out there on Instagram in reference to, remember, you know, we're representing Christ. We're ambassadors for him. And you don't have to sell yourself short. you know, and you're absolutely right. The secular side, you gotta show a little skin. I know that I can go farther in my music at my age if I show a little more, or if I, you know, let my guard down, or if I just dim down my light. But I refuse to. So you're absolutely right. You know, keep your clothes on, do what God called you to do, and He still can blow on it and bless it.
Okay, so now I wanna go back. I want to take a walk down memory lane. So when was your come to Jesus moment?
Ooh, this is good. I grew up in the church. My mom and dad, they were pastors, leaders in the church. And oh goodness, I'm talking about the church where you brought pillows and you slept in the back pew because they were going to be there all night type church. And we would be in there all day, get there, you know, 9 o'clock, there to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It's time to go to bed and go to school.
Wow.
The next day. But my parents were definitely lovers of God. They accepted Christ in their lives and they taught us the way. And my brother and I and my baby sisters, I'll never forget, they told me that I always made them get dressed up and we would always play church. And I always had the brush. My brother was always, y'all was always worshiping with the brush. My brother was always the preacher. And my little sister just sit there and clap.
Right.
And one day I went into the bathroom. I'll never forget. I was about 16 years old. And I knew I had to face a surgery. It was a minor surgery, but I was still scared at 16. And I went into the bathroom and I tell you, I was just singing in the bathroom. And next thing you know, I was worshiping. And my mom said, I started speaking in tongues. My brother needs to go to the bathroom. And he says, Mom, Chandra's playing again. She's in there playing church and I have to go to the bathroom. My mom said, Chandra. I didn't respond. So she peeps in there and hear me speaking in tongues. And she says, she's not playing this time, y'all. Leave her alone. And it was in that bathroom where I had my experience with God. I gave my life to the Lord. All through high school, you know, I was considered the church girl. And I was young. And here I am today. It hasn't been easy. I haven't always did everything right. I'm not perfect. But, you know, by his grace, I'm still standing for him.
Amen. That is a beautiful come to Jesus moment. I wish everyone's moment like that was beautiful. I say all the time on my radio show that my come to Jesus, you know, I've been raised in the church, grew up in the church, like, you know, a lot of people. But when I had my own encounter is I was sitting on the bed. I was in this relationship, a bad relationship at the time. And I was eating chicken. I can never forget this. I was eating chicken on the bed. And I looked up and I was like, God, it's either me or him. Like, I'm going to take him out or he going to take me out. Like, that's how bad it was. And that's when he was like, I literally heard him and he was like, it's time to go. And that's when I knew he was real. I seen it in other people, but to see it for myself, it's a different encounter. I promise you not. It's literally different. So what advice would you give to somebody who may have not experienced their encounter with God yet?
Well, I would like to tell them, you know, God knows your time. You know, you can never encounter nothing or anything unless you're in that avenue or in that way of. So if you haven't experienced him as your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, get to know him, visit, worship, read your Bible, and he will definitely, the Holy Spirit will lead you to come to him. So I would encourage anyone, don't pretend, don't be phony, be you. God does have a time for you. And he's always calling you. So don't forget that now. He's always not. He's knocking at your heart. He wants to come in and dwell with you and be the Lord of your life. But make sure that it's your heart, that you're not being brainwashed or pushed, you know, because for me, I tell my daughters this all the time. We didn't have choices growing up. You know, we had to do what our parents did. You know, all I knew was church. You know, we didn't know secular songs. We were just at a restaurant this morning. And so the radio speaker was going on in the restaurant and it was rap. And my husband was just going off, you don't know what that is? I'm like, no. He says, it's Run DMC. I'm like, okay. But I didn't know. I mean, we were just talking about Candy Girl, all these other songs we were listening at the movie with the New Edition, and I did not know these songs. So, I'm not going to say that I was brainwashed, but that's all I knew. But I end up having, my own personal encounter with him. So just get in the way. If you want to know about God, apply yourself, find a local fellowship. And there's nothing more like personal study and worship as well.
I completely agree. I think I'm kind of different. Like I said, I grew up in the church, so I know all the songs. But it's like once I got into radio and I started doing like, CHH, holy hip hop, that side of music, the side that don't really get talked about, I kind of forgot all the songs of Kirk Franklin in that. Like I forgot because it consumes. It's really a community. Like these different genres and gospel are literally like communities.
Right.
So my next question is, how do you feel about the different bias and stereotype that they place on the holy hip hop, gospel rap, CHH community?
I tell you, there is a lot of that, and that's actually a good question. A lot of people do not accept it as being a part of the gospel or gospel music or Christian music, but it is. No matter what the genre is, there is a different beat. There is a different sound, but our message is the same. Our message is the same. So, it's hard. It's hard. It's already hard being mature, and it's already hard being a woman. But when God is giving you something like Christian, holy hip hop, man, I didn't know that people really toot their nose up to it and don't really think that it's part of gospel. But I'm always a believer. Listen, if someone is exalting Christ, I don't care how they're doing it. Let them do it, because no one hears the message the same. Right. No one hears music the same. And we have to be able to reach the masses. And if we have one way of doing that, then we're going to miss some folks. So let us come in, you all. Let us come in with the holy hip hop. I guarantee you it's an experience like never before. And if you listen to the message, I know that it will definitely impact and change your life.
So what is your dream collab? Like, what is that person?
Oh my goodness.
Who's either mainstream, independent, and you're like, I have to get on a song with this person.
Oh my goodness, you have really put me in a hot spot. I have so many. Believe it or not, I have had a desire. What queen would not want to be with another queen, Latifah? First of all,
come on.
I would love to be engineered by, I gotta think of his name now. Erica's husband, and it just slipped my
Warren.
Woo! Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Warren.
Ring her line.
I would love to do something with him, but Queen Latifah, and if I was going to Christian side, believe it or not, I would love to collab with like Lauren Dangle. I don't know if you know her, and I also thought about I just want to get wild with Ty Tribbett. Just I'll probably have some Bengay afterwards, but I would love to just worship with him and definitely collab with him.
You pick some good ones. You pick some real good ones.
Thank
but
you.
I agree. I completely agree. With the Queen Latifah one, I've never even heard anyone say that. People don't realize even on secular and gospel, people don't realize the magnitude that these different people have touched through their music, that it's not over sexualizing the female body. Like Queen Latifah, I've only heard a few songs. I'm just going I ain't gonna say it like I've only heard a few songs, but she's not over sexualizing.
No, exactly.
So my next question is, how important is self-worth in the industry, or being an artist, or being a woman as doing music in a male-dominant industry?
Listen, you got to be confident, and one thing for me, you have to be assured that God has called you to it. I was doing so much, and I'm still doing a lot you know, in life and in ministry. But I know God has called me to this. I don't know if you heard my song, probably Let Them Talk.
I have.
I've heard so much flack and talk, you know, or saying, why is she doing this? You have to know that God called you this. You have to look beyond the voices and just focus it out and stay focused on what God has called you to do. You have that's all I say. It's not even a confidence in yourself, because when I wrote Let Them Talk, I was just hearing so much flack, you know, about my age, you know, about the type of music that I'm doing. You know, I'm being a pastor's wife. There was being a woman on top of that. There was just so much. And my husband, like, you know what, just let them talk. And I looked at him, I think I'm gonna write a song like that, Let Them Talk, because a lot of people need to know that they need to just stay focused on God. And my confidence is in him, not in myself. It's in God. And I know he called me in this time, in this season. And I've shared my testimony before where, you know, I was paralyzed from the neck down. I don't believe that he woke me up, you know, and gave me this gift, this voice, this joy to do what I want to do just for me. So I'm confident that he sent me. I'm confident that he called me to do this. I mean, right now, this is the season for me to do holy hip hop. Who knows what I'll do next? I am open. My ears are open to him to hear what he will have for me to do. So I am enjoying this ride. My confidence has truly been in God. And I don't care what they say, so let them talk.
Right. Period. I love it. I love it. And I love the song. Like I said, I love the song Let Them Talk. And just your energy. Honestly, the words are great. The music is great. But the passion that I see you have for the song is what's really important. Because anybody can sing, anybody can rap, anybody can do music. But if you're not passionate about the music that you're putting out and the message that it's bringing, it's like, why do music?
Exactly. You know, to me, it's radical. I've heard somebody say, well, why you're so I said, you have to know my story to understand why I'm so You know, I just told you I was paralyzed. I was told I'll never sing, talk, preach. I wouldn't do any of those things anymore. But here I am today, you know, by his grace and definitely by his power and healed. And I'm standing today because of him. And I told him that I'm going hard for you. You know, whatever you need me to do, this is your vessel. I am yours. And I am graced to be moving. I'm just so blessed to be moving. So when I hit the stage, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just know that my body belongs to you and here it is. And I'm going to offer it to your people to show them your miraculous and handiwork, because I am that.
So when trials and tribulations, and maybe you've had a hectic week, you have young children, you have older children, you have a husband, you have a ministry, you're an artist, you're recording, you're collabing, you're doing all these things, you're in your word, you know, you're focusing on your relationship with God. When all that's going on, what is something that has either been said to you along the journey, or what is something that is constantly in your head when, you know, all of it is consuming you?
It's Isaiah. I believe it's 56. And I just told someone this because they wonder, how do I do it all? It's eagle's wings. You know, he says that, you know, to the faint, he gives strength.
Come on.
And so oftentimes I just meditate on that. And that's my word, you know, and I am going to mount up with wings of eagles. And I think of that all the time, that I just have eagle wings on my shoulders. I am moving by his power, and I'm going forth, and I'm flying, and I'm soaring, and I'm commissioned to do what he calls me to do. So that's just basically it. I comfort myself knowing that, hey, it's not my strength. And now I am just trusting God. And I just visualize myself just having his wings just on me, the eagle wings of God. And I'm just going and just soaring. And that's about it. And that's how I encourage myself. His word is definitely a lamp, like the Bible says, unto our feet and a light into our pathway. It really is. I know no other way. You know, I eat it. I live by it, you know, and I teach others. His word is definitely life. So that's how I'm encouraged.
I'm so sorry. What are your plans for 2022? I want the tea.
This is the tea.
Okay.
Man, first of all, I'm excited to be on here with Nae Nae. I start my tour, the Archipelago God's Got My Back tour. February 25th is the kickoff in Houston, Texas. So we have 6 locations that we're going to. And that's just the first tour. I'm also on a 600 city tour with Boykin Bishop, really renowned. If you don't know him, you will know him. So I'm not going to attend all 600 cities, but I'm going to do my best to get to most of these locations. I'm also a finalist at the Texas Gospel Awards, so I'll be attending that award show. This year, I don't know if you know my story, but I am a domestic violence survivor. Wow. I'm also an advocate here and an ambassador for the Hubbard Housing Corporation in my local region, where I advocate domestic violence awareness. And I was paralyzed from my domestic violence abuser. So that's the story. But my story, I told my story in the Scars of Survival magazine. A producer read my story, and he wanted me to launch a movie. So this year, I will be doing a little small premiere of my movie this year. So you all stay tuned for that. And I'm going to continue my show, the Lady C Show, bringing good music, resources, and information around the world. And I am going to drop my album. So I'm excited about that. Most of all.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for what God has in store for you. And you know what's going to be birthed in this new year.
Yes.
Wow. Where can we get your music? Where can we stay afloat of all you're doing?
Yes, you definitely want to get connected. On all my social media, it's real simple. I am Lady C Jax. My music is on all digital platforms, Spotify, Apple. Go YouTube, go visit, download it. I am so excited to hear that now their exercise groups have adopted my songs and inside of their exercise classes. A lot of people say it's their morning motivation. And I'm just glad to hear that it's definitely making impact. So go download it. My website is www.ladyc.net, www.ladyc.net.
Yeah. Hopefully someone in the chat can write that real quick. Can you say it again for the ones in the chat?
www.ladyc.net.
Hopefully they typing it. But yeah, make sure you go check out this woman of God. Like I said,
thank you.
Like I always say on every show, I don't just let everybody on my show. That's why I'm never live, because no one's ever on my show. But if they're on my show, they're legit. And like I said before, I love the energy. I love the ministry. I love you and your husband, your kids, just how they support you, how they push you. And it's a beautiful sight to see.
Yes, ma'am. I tell you, there's such a joy. I am blessed. My whole family is involved. We're going on tour. The children are going on tour. My daughters are going on. If we can take the dog, we would take the dog on tour. They're so invested in what God is doing, and we try to be supportive to one another. And these 2 children that we adopted have just been such a blessing and a joy to our lives. And you stay tuned. You're going to see more from Nae Nae. She's really a star. She really is. She's they're starting acting classes.
Wow.
She's done some modeling. So they say that we're such a joy in their life, and they're so thankful, but they have really brought so much light and joy to our lives as well. So I'm thankful. Shout out to my amazing family. I love you all. Couldn't be who I am without you all.
Well, until next time, like I said, make sure you follow this woman of God. Get a flood of her ministries. Nobody can be you but you, so be the best version of you. Period, Pope. All right. Later.